Do you get annoyed when you just don't seem to have enough time, or you get frustrated with yourself when you just don't complete what you want to in the day, and you start to lose that little bit of respect for yourself and quite frankly frustrated with the rest of your week? Well, what we're going to focus on today is some tips around time management and how that can help your self-esteem. Welcome back to my channel with me, Johnny Pardo. I'm a self-esteem and confidence author, coach, YouTuber and podcaster, helping you to reduce insecurities, increase your self-esteem and boost your confidence. So, a little bit about my story. I've always been termed as a busy guy when I just had a lot on in various situations. But the truth is, and even to this day, I have to pick myself out sometimes, that busyness is not always productivity. Being busy is different from being productive. And I was thinking about it, and that's why I decided to make some content on it. We are all busy. Now, you might be thinking, well, I know so-and-so and they just sit on the sofa all day watching Netflix, or they just lie in bed all day. I still term that as busy. What I mean is we've got a bunch of activities, so we could be busy doing nothing, we could be busy doing something, but what's important is our time management and our priorities. Everyone has different lives, everyone has different things, but what we put as our priorities are different between each other. But you've got to really identify what your priorities are. And when we look at things like self-esteem and confidence, in my case, I decided to make it an absolute priority. I make sure the things in my day support my self-esteem and my confidence, and therefore that's what I try and encourage to everybody else. So this video today is really going to be about how you can use time management to prioritize your self-esteem, your confidence, doing things you love, but you might be able to apply it into different areas of your life. I just wanted to bring in a quote from Gary Vee. And Gary Vee says, try replacing "I don't have enough time" with "it's not a priority." And for me, that really shifted things, because there is always time for the most important things. So my first tip into time management is preparing the night before. So if you wake up, whatever time you wake up, and again, this has a lot to do with time management, depending what times you work best at. Anyway, you wake up and then you've got like all these things to put together, you've got to make all your meals, you've got to do all these hard tasks. Then it's going to be a bit more of a challenge. But if you're preparing and knowing what you're going to do, if you prepare the night before, then you're going to have a better start to the day because you know where you're going. So I've been reading a book recently called Atomic Habits by James Clear. Fantastic, probably one of the, if not the best books I have ever read in my life. It is so good, so simple, but so effective. And it goes on about how you make habits as easy as possible. Now, if you plan your day out and map out your day the day before, people might think, oh, that's a bit extreme. I want a bit of flow in my life. Now, it's good to have flow in your life as well as structure. Yes, I'd encourage that as well, else it gets too structured and too strict on yourself, and then you start to rebel a bit. You've got to get that right balance. But if you come into the day not knowing what you're going to do, okay, what do I need to do now? Oh, I need to get this together. Then you're going to have a bit more of a challenge, and your brain doesn't like too much hard work. So prepare for the next day, the night before is going to give you that good start. So think about what you want to achieve, make your to-do list, start putting out clothes to get changed into. If you're going into the gym early, put your gym clothes out. Perhaps prepare your meals the night before. You don't have to, that could be one option. But just think about, it's going to be different for everyone, but think about for you, what you could prepare the night before in order to get your day off to the best start. Tip number 2 is use Google Calendar. Now, what I mean by this, Google Calendar or any electronic calendar or even a physical one, although the reason I always like writing things down. Physically, you're more likely to remember things, more neural pathways are formed and more chance of recollection. in your brain when you write things down physically than electronically. But the reason I tend to go for electronic calendars is because you've got a bit more room for maneuver. You can move them about a little bit. So using a calendar to map out your week can really, really help. So being precise with time blocks in your calendar. So for example, that's, for me, it's between 6 and 6:30 at the moment. I might get up even earlier, I might need to. Between 6 and 6:30, it's just getting up, ready for the day, doing some affirmations, doing my teeth. And then 6:30 to 8:30, or even a bit beyond at the moment, I'm in the gym working out, which is not too far from me at all. And I joined a gym close to me, again, making the habits easier so I don't have to make it too hard to go to a really far gym and use up more time in my day. But I'm still getting the benefits of working out and working hard. Now I can make my workout smarter, and that's something I'm looking into, because even me, I'm not saying I'm perfect at time management, but I want to always identify how I can make time management more effective so I get more of the things I want to help me as much as possible. But anyway, yeah, scheduling out things in your calendar, that's just an example. So I've got my morning routine, my gym, then I've got, right, I'm going to start my day job at 9-10 o'clock, whatever time I'm starting. Working remotely, which again is a good advantage at the moment, because I can be flexible with other things. And then maybe finishing at 7, I'll put something in midday. I won't go into too much details of my calendar because we could be talking for a while, but think about how you can map out your day and make it realistic. Don't say, oh, you know, I've slotted in 15 minutes there when actually something takes an hour and a half. Be realistic with your time, but having that visual and seeing how your day is going to map out can really, really help you manage your time. Tip number 3 is something I've talked about a little bit already in this video, but it's thinking about how you can be smarter. So I just talked about a 2-hour gym routine, which is really beneficial, but perhaps I could get it down to an hour and a half. Perhaps I could make some of the exercises a bit more intense and get that good workout in. And I've gotten half an hour. Now I used to do things like meditate for 45 minutes and I got no benefit from it. Some people do. So I decided to make it 10 minutes and then read for half an hour. And I love reading, and it fills me with so much enjoyment, and I feel like I'm growing when I'm reading. So I decided to swap that around in my time. But think about how you can be smarter, and can you put tasks together? Now, we shouldn't multitask by flicking from one to another, like constantly, because that makes you less productive, and studies have shown that. But can you do something like listen to an audio or some music whilst you're working out? So, well, music, maybe just kind of an audio. So I like learning a lot. Now I'd have half an hour in my day to try and learn about confidence and self-esteem, because obviously I want to learn as much as possible, because I'm a coach in that area. I'm an author, and I obviously do a YouTube channel as well as a podcast on that. But I was sitting down for half an hour doing that, and then I was working out as well. Now, it's always good to read, and that's why I've got reading separately. But I was watching a lot of YouTube videos and audios. Now, I was just sitting there and writing notes, which is great and definitely productive. But I also realised I could start listening to it in the gym and taking the odd notes between sets. So that was going between tasks, but a gap between tasks. So think about how you can make it more effective. Another example is I'm doing a rapid transformational therapy course at the moment by a great woman called Marissa Peer, if I haven't mentioned her before. And this is about retraining your subconscious and getting these beliefs, these confident, good feeling beliefs inside of you. Now, I was listening to it before bed, and that would take half an hour at least to listen to a couple. But I started to think about how I could fit it in whilst I was making dinner, whilst I was in the gym, and the gym session's long enough. I've got a lot to listen to get through. So think about how you can make your routine as smart as possible. Can you prepare meals in advance? Can you get some help somewhere? Like, could you get someone to help you with chores? Could you pay for a service? If you're a business, could you get someone to do your graphics design? And things like Fiverr, it's not too expensive. So think about how you can make your routine as smart as possible so you get more time on the things that you enjoy, but also you're more effective at the same time. My fourth tip is about reviewing what's working and what's not. So each Sunday, Sunday's more my kind of organisation day. Luckily, during lockdown, luckily and unfortunately, I've not managed to do my usual social outings of going out with the guys on a Saturday night, so I've usually been quite fresh on a Sunday, and I kind of want to continue that, so I need to make sure these nights out are in control. But Sunday is my kind of planning day, and part of it is looking at what exactly is working and what's not. What's working in my routine and what's not? What do I need to change in my process and routine? I'm a very process and routine driven person, if you don't know already. I work in project management as well, which probably adds to that. Now, I'm obviously flexible around that and put people ahead of processes, but I do need processes and routines to work to. So I look at mine constantly and think, how can I make that smarter? How can I make that more effective? Because I'm obsessed with habits, and habits are what make you, not what you do one-off, what you do consistently on a consistent basis. So think about looking at what you're doing on a consistent basis. Is it serving you or is it not? Are your habits making you feel good about yourself or are they not? So keep reviewing that at least on a weekly basis. And my final point, tip number 5, is move distractions away from you. So the classic example of this is your mobile phone, of which I'm still very guilty of, and I'm trying to find new ways of moving it away from me. But I have discovered when I put my mobile phone in a different room, even though I'm in a new flat, which has got a living room, kitchen, a bedroom and a bathroom, and I suppose the kind of washer, dryer, utility cupboard as well. Well, I could put the phone in there, I suppose. Just giving myself ideas by talking this through. I try and put my phone in another room. I try and take it away from the bedroom because I don't like to have any electronics in there, because that can cause a reduction in sleep because of the blue light still going. So I try and keep it as a technology-free zone. But I will try and put my phone in the bathroom, for example, to stop distracting me from looking in it. So think about how you can remove distractions as much as possible that are going to get in front of you. Maybe it's a TV, maybe you need to unplug the TV. Luckily for me, it's not too much of a distraction. I'm looking at it right now. And I'm thinking, although it would be great to watch the rest of All or Nothing about Tottenham Hotspurs, I'm not tempted because I'm making videos. So think about how you can reduce distractions as much as possible for you. So my question for you today is, what time management challenges do you find, or what frustrates you in terms of time management for you? Just leave a comment in the comments below. So, in conclusion today, we've talked about planning the night before, looking at Google Calendar, thinking about the smartest way possible to do things, reviewing things over and over again, and moving away distractions. These things are going to help you with your time management. But in terms of the time management, you need to focus on things that make you feel good, that are going to increase your self-esteem and your confidence. Don't get caught in the autopilot mode of work where you just get caught in the busy life, because we're all busy, but busy in different ways. But really prioritize the most important things for you using some of the tips I've discussed. If you are struggling with time management or really being on top of your self-esteem or your confidence in general, then please give me an email. You can contact me, coaching@johnnypardo.com, if you would be interested in doing one-to-one confidence coaching with me. And of course, for more on self-esteem and confidence, you can get my latest book, The Self-Esteem and Confidence Mindset, which is available on Amazon in both paperback and Kindle edition. If you want to hear more about self-esteem and confidence and enjoyed what you've heard today on my channel, then you can subscribe to my channel. Just hit the subscribe button or hit the bell to be notified when I release a new video every Tuesday and Thursday. So keep working on your self-esteem and your confidence, everyone, and keep you on top of your time management. Remember, improve your self-esteem, improve your life. And I'll speak to you soon.